Hi there! Here is the newly launched Realme C53, and I have to give it to Realme for one thing. This is one of the most gorgeous looking phones under 10,000. And it doesn't end there. Mini capsule is back, where you see more info. Then there's a 108 megapixel primary camera too. Wow! For a phone under 10,000, that seems really interesting. But we'll dive in deeper, see how this phone performs, so you can decide if you should buy the Realme C53 or not. Let's begin. So here is the retail packaging. Yellow box is back. Let's open it up. Inside we have the small box that includes the SIM ejector pin, some paperwork, a TPU cover, really good quality, a USB-C charging cable, and an 18-watt charging brick. Alright, let's start with the build and design. Now this is the champion gold color and looks like a gold mine. The back has this matte finish while the top section is glossy, and obviously it's a fingerprint magnet. So use the provided cover to keep it clean, as well as it will protect the device from any accidental damage. The camera module looks so cool, clearly inspired from a very popular phone. You get a 108 megapixel primary sensor and a secondary black and white sensor for portraits. It's got a super slim design, just 7.9 mm and weighs 186 grams. Flat sides, so it gets a good grip in your hand as well. At the bottom is a headphone jack, a microphone, a USB-C port and a headphone jack. The power button doubles as a capacitive fingerprint scanner, which works really well, snappy and responsive. The SIM tray supports 2 nano SIM cards and there's a slot for a dedicated microSD card as well. Very handy. Overall, the build quality and design is pretty impressive. Coming to the display. So it has a 6.74-inch HD Plus LCD display. The color reproduction is pretty decent. Adding to it is 90Hz refresh rate, which actually provides a very smooth user experience. It can be switched to 60Hz if you want to save some battery, but I say stick to auto. It's better optimized. It has a peak brightness of 560 nits. We briefly used it outdoors during the day and you can see it's very clearly visible. On the top is a water drop notch housing the 8 megapixel selfie camera. Then there's this amazing software feature called Mini Capsule. We have seen this earlier on some Realme devices. Basically, the notch area expands to provide you more information about the charging status. It turns red when the battery is low and turns green when it's full. There's also support for data usage and step stats, which will really be helpful, especially when you're running low on data. It's really nice to see these animations, but I think we need to see some third-party app support as well. That should really take this experience to the next level. If you find it intrusive, you can turn the feature off from the settings. Then watching movies and videos is pretty fun too. It goes almost edge to edge. It comes with Widevine L3 certification, so Netflix and Prime videos will max out at 540p. But frankly, it looks pretty good. What do you say? Now the exciting part is YouTube can play HDR videos 720p at 60 fps. Now this is something we don't see in budget phones. Trust me, the peak brightness adds so much of detail. It's super impressive. Coming to the audio. So single downfiring speaker is actually quite good. I would have loved to see dual stereo speakers, but for that price, I won't complain. Also, Ultra Boom feature makes it quite loud. Coming to the OS. So it's running the latest Android 13 over Realme UI T edition. It actually looks a lot like stock Android, but it's infested with bloatware, hot apps, hot games, and so much more. But the good thing is you can delete everything that you don't need, including removing hot apps and hot games. We would love to see a clean app drawer out of the box, but frankly, as long as you can remove everything, it's pretty okay. Apart from that, it's clean, and like I said, very similar to the stock experience. It's powered by the Unisoc Tiger 612 chipset. It's not a powerhouse, but a good mid-ranger that can handle all your day-to-day apps really well. It comes with dual-band Wi-Fi support, which is really good. Downloading and uploading speeds are really important, so that's covered. The unit we have came with 6GB LPDDR4X RAM and supports further expansion up to 6GB, giving a total of 12GB RAM. It really helps to load apps quickly. There you go. Multitasking too is so smooth. The best part, most recently used apps are still in memory, so they launch quicker. We ran some benchmarks starting with Antutu and we got about 2,56,000. We also ran the storage test and we got 312 MB read and 235 MB write. That's not the best score, but will do. Then we also played BGMI on this phone. All I can say is it played. That itself is commendable. There are a few drop frames here and there, but still playable. I won't recommend this game for hardcore gamers, but still pretty decent for casual gaming. Coming to the battery. So we get a 5000 mAh battery that will easily last you a day, sometimes even two if you have light use. Benefits of an HD Plus display. It comes with an 18-watt fast charger, thankfully USB-C, because even today there are some budget phones with micro USB port. 18-watt fast charger is not technically fast anymore by today's standards, but still, considering the price, I'll take it. Coming to the camera. So here are some pictures taken with the 108 megapixel rear camera. In one word, very impressive. For the price, I absolutely love it. It's an overcast day, so there are no blue skies, but still, the details are very well maintained. Here are some more pictures. Dynamic range and white balance is also pretty decent. Here's a full HD video recorded handheld with the rear camera. The quality too is quite good. Sadly, no 4K video support here. Here are some selfies taken from the 8 megapixel front camera. Good skin tones, pretty clear images and good amount of detail. So here's a video recording sample from the front camera of the Realme C53. Now this is a 720p video, yes, and that's the max video recording you can do. It doesn't even support full HD video recording. But I think the video quality is pretty okay, and the audio you're hearing right now also is being recorded from the mics of the phone. Alright, final thoughts. Well, actually we don't have the price at the time of making this video, but I estimate this to start below 10,000. And if it does, it's a steal. It's got a really good display, excellent build quality and design, 108 megapixel camera, really decent performance. For a phone under 10,000, it's a good budget smartphone. I'll share the price, availability details and the purchase links below in the description. If you'd like to buy one, you should definitely check it out. So I hope this video was helpful. If there are any questions, mention them down in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer them all. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Until next time, cheers. I was about to drop it.